Mother, tell your children not to walk my way. Tell your children not to hear my words, what they mean, what they say. Mother, Mother, can you keep them in the dark for life? Can you hide them from a waiting world? Oh, Mother, Father, gonna take your daughter out tonight. Gonna show her my world. Oh, Mother, not about to see your light. And if you wanna
It's privileged white male radio.
show you what it's like.
I'm Rod.
You won't be there. Not about to see your light.
My email address is rodgraphing@gmail.com.
Show you what it's
Nighttime edition of the Privileged White Male Radio Show. As I roll down the road here, extremely depressed on the news that I just heard. Actually, kind of a bit broken up over it, I guess. The implications of the whole thing. Of course, the news is out. You may have heard it. Sounds like Prince overdosed on fentanyl. It's a pain drug. Coroner's report is out just tonight. I don't know about you, but I think something needs to be done about all of this. I've got an idea of something we can all do together. Try and put a stop to all these tragedies that have taken place. It's not just Prince. I mean, go back through the history of rock and roll. Of course, Michael Jackson comes to mind. Propofol overdose. I mean, we could go all the way back to Elvis Presley. Poor guy died while he was taking a shit. The king died while he was taking a shit. I mean, that's just, to me, unacceptable. So many of these performers put themselves out there for us. The damage that they do to their bodies, I honestly don't even know if they know. And that's part of what my plan is. And I hope I can get some support, get some of you listeners to the Privileged White Male Radio Show behind me here. Maybe we can make something happen together. These performers put their bodies on the line for us at their concerts. And the injuries that they sustain from them are horrific. In Prince's case, of course, jumping off of speaker stacks into the splits for us. That's how he injured his hip, and that's how the pain that he had to deal with came about. And in order for him to control that incredible pain from that injury, he sought pain relief from drugs. Much like many of the other performers have done. Look at Michael Jackson again. He moonwalked for us. How many hundreds of times did he moonwalk? That causes damage, hip damage, knee damage, ankle damage, pain. And these performers destroy their bodies entertaining us. And that's why, just like the NFL has done for the players who've sustained injuries from concussions, I think the music industry and a lot of these record labels need to step up to the plate, much like Roger Goodell with the NFL did, and start to take care of some of these rock stars and artists. Granted, probably not so much in the country side of things, because they're not quite as crazy as the rock people. But I mean, you start getting into some of the crazier groups and the things that they do, all in the name of entertainment, something has to be done. I mean, when you stop to think about all the famous people that have died due to drugs for their pain management, that has to be what it is. I mean, drugs have been a huge part of rock and roll for years and years and years. And I think we finally now know the reason. These performers are trying to self-manage their pain. And that's why, as of right now, tonight, I, Rod Graffing, right here on the Privileged White Male Radio Show, am announcing the formation of a new group. A group that will support these men and women who sacrifice themselves for our entertainment. I'm calling the group Fans Against Pain, or FAP. FAP will lobby the record industry and bring pressure on these unscrupulous, greedy record executives who want nothing more than to capitalize on the lives of these performers for their own gain. Bilking us for hundreds of millions of dollars every year. Look at Steven Tyler, for Christ's sake. Just look at the man. You wonder why he had an addiction problem. Thank God he's gotten himself clean. Thank God he's come to his senses and switched over to country music in his old age. Look at Mick Jagger. Yes, there are success stories. He's one of them. Look at the antics that this man put himself through on stage for us. And you got Keith Richards. Kind of makes sense now, doesn't it? These people aren't just some addiction-prone, self-indulgent assholes. They're hiding a problem that has existed for years and years. And it's time that we address it. And it's time we put a stop to it. And as the head of FAP, I'm calling for a ban on all crazy onstage antics. No jumps over 3 feet. No more splits. That's what did Prince in. The splits. The splits in high heels. I want to ban high heels. I'm calling on all of you out there who love music, love these performers, and want them to continue to provide entertainment for years to come. And the only way we can do that is to start banning some of these terrible practices that have become commonplace in the music industry. And I hope FAP will be at the forefront of making this happen. Fans against pain. That's what we are. These people need a voice. They can't speak for themselves. The record contracts, the deals, there's too much pressure there. I wonder if some of them even know what they're getting into when they start out in the garage forming a band. Think of the kids nowadays. What about the kids? In some garage, in some small town, dreams of starting a rock band. Not even realizing that at some point down the road, they may wind up dead or severely injured. Either from self-medication or from crazy performances. I, for one, have had enough. And it's time somebody spoke out, and I am that somebody. If you want to get behind me, it's rodgraphing@gmail.com. Let's start this movement. Let's get FAP off the ground. Let's start fapping, everybody. Let's start defending these people who have given us great performances and fantastic art for years and years. They've given so much of themselves to us. I think it's time we give something back. Thank you. Thank you very much.